Evening all, and welcome to episode 50 of Kerbalism. I can't quite believe we're already here at 50 episodes. It's been fantastic so far. Thank you very much for sticking with me, or if you're a new watcher, new viewer, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an interesting ride, and I hope there's a lot more to come. Now, I'm here at the pod. This is the one that went to the moon to rescue Janrina. There she is. And there are two things that I kind of want to do. Two things that I've had an idea with. Either I could send a rescue craft out to pick this up and dock it with the station, or I could actually bring this back to the planet, bring it back down to Kerbal. Now, it's got no way of landing on Kerbal. It would come down very hard and explode and be terrible. It wouldn't explode, it would survive re-entry, but it would hit the ground, and that's not what we want. However, Kerbals do have parachutes. Remember quite a number of episodes ago I had a problem with a craft that broke up during its launch, and I got my two Kerbals to jump out of it and they parachuted down safely. So if I could get this into the atmosphere, in theory I could tell Lisa, Valentina and Janrina to jump out of it and deploy their parachutes. I think I'm going to go with that idea. I did have the idea of getting this back to the station because we now have an engineer, and Janrina would be able to, if we use the rocket parts we got, build some parachutes and slap them on this. But I realised that we would have 5 Kerbals. There's 2 more on the station, wherever it is, and the 3 here makes 5, and this can only put 3 in it. We've got about 400 rocket parts, I think it is. Not enough to make another pod, so yeah. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with taking this into the atmosphere and trying it. On the station, the actual bottom pod, the bit that I took from the old station and attached to it, that's got enough RCS to also do a re-entry manoeuvre. It could, in theory, burn off enough speed to re-enter, and then 2 Kerbals could jump out of it, leaving our station completely unattended. I might go down that route as well. I am going to cheat the other station up, but what I think I'm going to do is cheat it up with no resources on it at all. It's going to be completely empty, and I will attach it to the other one via the cables, and then transfer the resources from the old station to the refined version of it, and then deorbit the old station or something, I don't know. But I could leave the Kerbals on it for the minute, I don't know. But right now, my priority is these. They don't have much food left either. They've got okay, they've got 5 days of food left. I'm getting a warning. I did get a warning saying that the food was low, but 5 days, that's still good enough. But no, we are going to deorbit this. I think that's the idea. So let's bring my Periaps down. I enable the RCS because I've got the engines set to thrust with RCS, and I don't want to bring it down too far. I want to come down slowly because that's safer. The RCS firing there, slowing us down. Not really sure whether just firing retrograde here is a good idea. It's probably not as efficient as I'd like it, but well, we've got plenty of monoprop, we're good. So under 70k is in the atmosphere, so there we are in the atmosphere. We will now eventually descend down to the planet, but it will take a couple of orbits. I think I'm going to take it down to 60 and then do a bit of re-entry and see if we bounce out the other side. I want to come down slowly because whilst I was doing the re-entry with this, whilst doing the aerobraker with this, the landing gear and the engine got very, very hot very quickly, and 59. I'm worried that if that or the landing gear explodes, you've just got this tank. I don't think the tank has got a good a tolerance as that, even though you can see there the aerodynamics would clearly be hitting the tank. I'm not sure, but I just think that if things start going bang, then it's going to cascade quickly, and well, they're going to have a fiery death. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. Let's time warp down to our encounter with the big blue and green planet below. Turn off the RTS because I don't really want to use any more of that. And still recording scripts. I think as it enters the atmosphere, it takes the solar panels away. And then as it comes out, it redeploys them, although they weren't out. I'm not really sure what was gone there. I did have a quick look through the files to have a see whether I'd updated something to 1.3 by mistake, because I was having issues with mods. Well, not sure. I was having bugs of some description. As I said, this originally exploded the first time Janrina got to near it, and then the second time it was just a dead item. I couldn't do anything with it. I couldn't grab the landing. I could grab ladders. I couldn't switch to it. Even the tracking station just said it didn't exist. So yeah, I had a look to make sure I didn't accidentally update something to 1.3, because TCAN shows me some updates for mods which don't work with my current version of Kerbalism, Kerbal Space Program. So yeah. Anyway, I digress. Let's go through re-entry, and hopefully it is re-entry. We won't bounce out the other side, and see, fingers crossed, if our 3 brave Kerbals remain Kerbalized or well, deep fried. So after going around for 2 orbits, I decided to lower our periaps down to 50k because we barely burnt off 100,000 meters in them 2 orbits. The error braking up high is quite low, so yeah, dropped 50k, and it looks as if that's going to be just about enough to grab us. I think we might just bounce out the atmosphere again. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think so. I think we're actually going to be coming in and landing around here somewhere. It'd be nice to land in the crater. Be fantastic. I know there's some more science to be had on that little island there. Sure, that's a new barn we haven't been to yet, but I'm not going to particularly aim for anything here. It's just well, just get down. Would it be nice to do it on the day side though? I'm not sure, mind you. We've got a really good battery. Think about it. Yeah, so no, we're fine. We're fine. The torque, the reaction wheels should be able to hold us in place. Just speed up time a little bit here and see whether we get caught. We might just bounce out and go around again. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's just going to tip us back out again because we're going up too fast. But anyway, we'll definitely come in next time round. Yeah, as you get higher up, it just slows you right down. Sorry, it just slowing you down. That sentence does not seem constructed correctly. But yeah, obviously the higher you get, the thinner the atmosphere, so the less resistance you have. Oh, we'll go round once again. And oh, there we are. We've got re-entry here, so we'll be coming down here-ish, I think. Seems about right. Maybe earlier. But anyway, we are definitely coming down. So let's go through the wonderful stage, which is commonly known as we're on fire. So I pushed the wrong button there, and we are now facing entirely the wrong direction. I wanted to come in engine first because that was flatter, that would slow us down some more, but it does appear that this what is that called? Clampotron shielded docking port is good for re-entry. Oh, excuse me, good for re-entry. So, okay, I'll have to remember that. That can be. Yeah, I'm not sure if it can be used as an actual makeshift heat shield. I burnt everything else off around the outside, and we've lost solar panels and God knows what else. But that's not burning up. That's protecting this here, because I know if you just send these in with like a parachute in the front and nose first, they explode. They catch fire, go boom. All is bad. That's not what you want at all. So yeah. Let's just turn around a little bit here. And I'm not sure if the pod's pulling one way or not there, but it's strange. Anyway, there we are. We're slowing down. This has got no real sort of lifting body on it. It's not going to be capable of even remotely slowing down quick enough to well, do anything. I can't lift the nose up. The reaction wheels aren't big enough, strong enough. So yeah, right. So we've got 10 kilometers to go. I need to slow down a bit more because if they get out now, it's going to be woomph. So let's spin this round. That and right, Lisa, off you go. You should just let go and semi-deploy your parachute. Valentina, come on. You're falling quickly now. Just let go. And Janrina, the same, just let go. There we are. Let go. Oof. Semi-deploy your parachute. Semi-deploy your parachute. There's you up there. Right. The semi-deploying just slows them down a bit in the atmosphere, but doesn't come down too far. They're falling away from each other, which is very interesting. I'm not sure if I can. There we go. You can actually get them to stand up. Oh, and splosh goes the craft down there. That's what's left of our vehicle. So, okay. Time to fully deploy your chute. And fully deploy your chute. And you're actually up at 4 kilometers still. So, no, you're gonna fall some more. Don't really know if you can aim them at all. I'm not sure. I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, there's a sunrise there. Down we come. We can afford to fall a bit further than this. Obviously can't break the parachute and then redeploy it, so they're going to fall down slowly. But yeah, this looks as if it's worked. To be honest with you, it looks as if we're good. I think I'll drop down to about 1 kilometer before I fully deploy the chute. So yeah, that appeared to work. That's I remember using this system before, and it's very good. Giving your Kerbals parachutes is a fantastic thing. I'm not sure what mod does that. It's probably called EVA parachutes, I think. Let me have a quick look at our list here. It's called EVA parachutes and ejection seats. Do a mod by Linux Guru Gamer. Linux Guru Gamer. Yes, so thank you. That's fantastic. That saved my Kerbals from having to go round and round and round. There's something in the sky there. A star, a planet, a moon. Maybe not a moon. Maybe a Death Star. Who knows? But yes. As Lisa comes down nice and gently, we shall recover her as well as Janrina and Valentina. Janrina obviously giving us our contract complete. And then we'll go back to Kinesia Station and have a look at sending the other Kerbals home. Or maybe linking the 2 stations up together. Perhaps it's time to finally do that. Valentina and Lisa are safely home, so all that's left is Janrina here. Let's recover her. And she doesn't bring any science with her, unfortunately. She I get 4 funds for recovering her, apparently, but and she advanced to level 1. That's good. That's excellent. But most importantly, you can see from our funds there, the contract is complete. She has been recovered, so everything is awesome. Right, we do have the Map 5 asteroids and explored Duna. I wonder how close they are. Let's see here. We don't need the warp 2 points anymore. Our Moho probe is 22 days away. Our Sentinel satellite is telescope, sorry, is 38 days away, and Duna 1 is 83 days away. So yes, we've got a busy 2-3 months up ahead of us with things going on. But first, we need to update our station somewhat. So here we are, sort of on the launch pad. It falls over. I'm not sure why it's heavy one side now when it wasn't earlier. It was hanging quite nicely, but yeah, it falls over. There have been 2 modifications to the station since you've done, well, there's been 3. One, I've dropped all the resources out. There is no fuel in there at all. There is no monopropellant. There's nothing in anything on it. The modifications have been, 1, I've added an antenna because I forgot to do that. Not sure how or why, but I did. And the second one is there has been a probe core added. I attached it to the top there and then dropped it right down inside so you can't see it. It's right down there somewhere. But the reason for that is I need to control this, obviously. If I don't control it, I can't do anything with it. So yeah, I needed some form of control. And the antenna, well, it needs to talk to Kerbal somehow. So yeah. So, to cheat this up into space, it's you hold Alt and press F12. There we are, debug tool. There we are. Right. And it's set orbit. There we are, set orbit. And Janrina's craft. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here, I'll be quite honest with you. Oh dear, there's lots of debris and stuff up there, isn't there? Right, I would obviously need to this needs to rendezvous with Kinesia Station, but I don't know. We've got so much debris and stuff up here, it's quite... Yeah, do one MRV. Wow. Right, I will find Kinesia Station and see if I can get us up there. There's debris all over the place. Yes, I will find Kinesia Station and see if I can get us up there somewhere near her. I'm not sure exactly how this works. So yeah, let's go through and see what I can do. And here we are in orbit. This is the old station, and just there is the new one. I gave up trying to find a rendezvous thing. I've got so much debris, it's amazing. I just set the orbit to be the right height and just kept changing the LDN, let's have a look, see here, LAN to different numbers until I got somewhat close to the station. I then cheated slightly and did the same with this one. So this is now the perfectly round orbit, just to get them lined up. The reason I did that for this one was because I had another weird bug. You'll see over here I've got 2 bits of debris. They are actually my winches. These craft no longer have winches attached to them. They're supposed to be there and there. And they flew off. I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't know what's going on. They basically got extended for some reason. I'm not sure how they got extended. And then when I told this to jump a place, it just left them behind. So they're now 20 kilometers behind us in orbit. So what I'm going to have to do is actually bring this station over to attach to that one. I've got plenty of docking ports. I can do that. That's not a problem. That one's generated enough power now so that it can turn around on its own, but obviously it's got no monopropellant. So I am going to control from here, because this seems like a good place to do it from. Oh, that's where we were controlling from already. And I'm going to set that as my target. I'm then going to spin us around a bit. This station is very, very heavy. It takes a long time to respond, which isn't really a surprise. I have got engines on the bottom of it. I could in theory fire it that way if I wanted to, but I think we'll just use the RCS for this. Shouldn't need a great deal. Spin us around, point that roughly the right direction. The real drawback to this is that it spins around okay, and then it tries to obviously compensate and go a bit wrong. So now we'll turn on the RCS, and I will push H to push us forward. I don't know where my RCS thrusters are. We are actually travelling towards the target, so yep, I think that's a good thing. I think that's alright. Turn the RCS off. We've got plenty of monopropellant in here. I just really don't want to crash into that. That's going to be a bad thing to do. So yeah, I'm going to have to rotate this craft around. I know that much. So let's spin it around. We'll attach on that one there because that's the only docking port I actually have that's poking out that way. The ones on the end here are the K&K ones, and I've got 4 here, but they're not straight. They're designed for spacecraft to come and connect to it. So we'll spin around to that one there. That is our target, shall we? Control from here. Of course, the probe that I have can't actually point at anything directly. It's just got hold stability assist. That's all it's got. So yeah, one of our panels is not deployed properly. Again, do we extend solar panel? We can go out all the way now. Yay! Phew! I thought we were going to have a failure before we started there. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to do this sort of thing on camera anymore, the whole sort of docking or launching of crafts or long distance or travel stuff, but I'm making this an exception because it's a station. How often do you see 2 stations docking with each other? I did it a little bit here with that one there. The small station came up and got recycled. I could recycle this station if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to because that would definitely be cheating because I shouldn't have this. I'm going to ditch the whole thing. Even the pods I'm going to ditch. I'm going to send new ones up, better design ones. So yeah. So now I'm going to control from here because, well, easier than having to turn the station back around again, basically. And we're heading in roughly the right direction. Right, of course, I need to slow down now because I don't actually have... I'm controlling from the docking port, but I don't have that docking port selected as a target. Although I think it has actually, it does look as if it has selected that docking port for me, which would be awesome if it's done that. think it has. I think it has actually selected the docking port for me, which is brilliant. That's very good. I can't get this to stay lined up though. But we're going to run into each other a meter a second, so 2.5 miles an hour. And we're going to have a bump. Oh dear. Bong. Wow. Yeah, that sort of thing. If NASA did that, well, there'd be lawsuits and people fired and all sorts of bad things. So I'm glad health and safety at Kerbal Control, Kerbal Command, isn't quite as demanding as the real world. So, I'm not actually sure which way I'm facing, which way up I am. I'm not sure of anything at the moment. We're a bit low. We're wiggling around all over the place. Let's see here, if I bring that up a bit, bring it across a bit. I'm hoping at some point the magnets will do, but I don't really know whether the magnets on this docking port are strong enough to even think about putting a whole station in. Bring ourselves up a bit, shall we? And you're going to hold there for a bit. There we are, okay. Then RCS on, fire forward again. Oh, there we are. We're getting a bit. If I go over to this station and turn off the SAS and come back again, we can push the other station around a little bit and see if I turn off the SAS on this one. Is that strong enough? No, I don't think it is. So, control from here. Turn the RCS back on, and we need to fly upwards. So, push H. And we're connected. It's done it. It's done it. I didn't see what happened there. It was a flick of the camera or something, but we are connected. Both stations are one. We have a giant station with 359 parts. Wow. Wow. I am utterly impressed with that. Utterly impressed with that. That's, if we can bring this up, this is completely asymmetrical. Oh dear, this is no, stop, you don't just stop. So yeah, right, there we are. We have a giant station. Look at that. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to transfer all the resources from this side over to that side, and transfer the crew over. And then we've got pods on these here, command pods on there. So I might leave a little tiny bit of fuel in that tank there. In fact, I'll probably leave all the fuel that's in this tank here, and then I can point the craft retrograde and use the 4 engines at the bottom to just deorbit it. And yeah, but transferring fuel is going to be slow because clicking things is terrible with lag. So I will transfer everything and I'll be right back. And there we have it. That took an awfully long time, but everything has been transferred from the old station to the new one. There are a few problems I've noticed with the new station, mainly the nitrogen, I believe it is. We've got a big tank of nitrogen here somewhere, I think it is. Yes, and I don't have any nitrogen storage over here, so I maybe missed something there. I've taken all the waste and everything as well. The little bits of carbon dioxide are just from yeah, everything was emptied out into here, so that's just what's been generated now. All that is left to do is transfer Elena and Gilfia over to the new station, and then drop the other one off and drop it down into the planet below. And that should be the start of the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again next time. And of course, as always, have fun.